This is Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission, chefonamission.com. And today's mission is nutrition. I want to talk about something that's really pissed me off over the last few years. You know, you go into grocery stores, you see potato chips and cookies and other baked goods, and it says trans fat free, or it says 0 grams of trans fat on the label. So you automatically pick it up and think, oh wow, I don't have to worry. There's no trans fats. Trans fats are what come from partially hydrogenated oils. And those are the deadly fats that the doctors now warn you about. Years ago, they never warned you about it, but now they are because it's an artificial way of stabilizing fats that the body can't break down. That they're now saying it's a leading contributor to heart disease. Now, as little as 2 grams a day are going to affect you, in an adverse way. That's like the sort of the level. I say that there should be no levels because your body can't break them down, so they're actually going to accumulate. So it's really, they're not a good situation whatsoever. So here's David's Cookies. David's Cookies is an extremely popular cookie brand for restaurants and bakeries because they can buy them already ready to go, pop them on a sheet tray, bake them, and in 15 minutes you have great tasting chocolate chip cookies. So the label down here, as you can see, says trans fat free, okay? But now as you look into the actual ingredients, whole wheat flour enriched with thiamine, you can see all this chocolate chips, sugar, chocolate liqueur, cocoa butter. As you go down the thing here, margarine is in here, okay, which contains partially hydrogenated soybean oil, which is a trans fat. So how can they claim trans fat free on the label and have partially hydrogenated soybean oil, which is the trans fat actually in the cookie? Okay, here's how they do it. By law, if the portion size contains less than a half a gram, remember 2 grams is, you want to definitely stay away from 2 grams of trans fats a day. That's the levels that they say don't, that's the level the government says don't consume, okay? It's unsafe. So if it's less than a half a gram, the cookie company or the manufacturer doesn't have to actually label they can actually label it trans fat free, which is kind of tricky because it can have 0.3 of a gram, 0.4 of a gram, 0.45 of a gram, but as soon as it says 0.5, they have to label it. They can't put that trans fat free label on it. So what happens is the cookie companies, the manufacturers, or whatever they're making, make the portion size smaller. Instead of a 3-ounce cookie that could have 0.8 of a gram, they're going to make a 1.5-ounce cookie, which could have 0.4 of a gram, and now all of a sudden follow under the trans fat free label. It's very, very tricky. So you follow this. There's trans fats in here, but it's less than a half a gram per serving, small serving size. They're now allowed to label it trans fat free. So this is really, I believe, a scam and a half going on. So I tried to call David's Cookies here. I called the number on the box that I saw. I actually got a hold of this box. We do a Christmas Day soup kitchen, and I have a lot of boxes donated. This was one of the boxes that came across for us to repack food in. So you can see I quickly tore the label off and said, wow, this is going to make a great blog. So I called David's Cookies and said, how can you do this? And here's my specific question, because I knew the law. I said, and how many cookies do I have to eat 1 gram? They couldn't answer my question. I said, how many? They said they basically told me some nonsense that, well, when you consume it, it's not the main ingredient, so it's a much smaller amount, so it's trans fat free. I said, but it's not trans fat free. He goes, no, it's trans fat free. I said, no, it's not trans fat free. He goes, well, it's trans fat free. Why would it be listed in your label? You can call it trans fat free, but technically it's not really trans fat free. So how many cookies do I have to eat 1 gram of trans fat? Oh, it's such, I got some answers. Oh, it's such a small amount per cookie that, I said it's less than a half a gram. I know that. But how many? And they couldn't answer my question. I was a little bit, I wasn't too happy about that. But what can you do? So when you buy labels that say trans fat free on the bottom here, Make sure you read the ingredients. This is what tells the story of the food. The whole label here and here is not telling the story. This is what tells the story of any food. You know, you can go to any fast food chain, you can go to any restaurant, you know, and it looks like you're buying something. But if there's MSG in here and other funky stuff, you know, there's stuff in here that you would never bake a cookie with. You know, your mom, your grandma, when your grandma made cookies, she wouldn't go to the store and buy all this crap and put it into cookies. No, it was real ingredients. It was flour, sugar, butter, eggs, chocolate chips. It was real food. It wasn't any of this other stuff here. This is not real food. This is not, you know, this is a big scam. This whole thing's a big scam. But really, I'm upset about the trans fat free. I'm Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Thank you for watching. Please leave some comments, email me, tweet me. All my contact information is here.